It's Paletteful Packs time, the monthly mystery art box where you don't know what's inside until you get it in the mail. Let's see what's in here. In we go. Lots of pencils. These are the Holbein Artist Colored Pencils. Oh wow. So I would have been totally excited about that. I still kind of am actually. But did you see the last 3 reviews on these? Lindsay at the Frugal Crafter, she did a review on these. The artist Jane Bush, she did a review on these. And then someone else, oh, Lisa at Lock Refine Art, she just reviewed these and they didn't come out shining. We'll have to give them a try today and see what we think. We also have a Stabilo Aquarellable pencil. So this is water soluble. Paper, glass, plastic, metal. We've gotten those before. Another Princeton Select round 4. These are kind of nice brushes actually. I like them plenty. Melts, which is from Holbein. So as far as I know, this may only work with Holbein colored pencil. It says it might not work with other brands of colored pencils. Our little sticker, little notebook this time, and more of these crescent illustration boards. I just don't like these all that well. Oh well, we will use that. And I will get online and show you guys the information card for this month. Okay, here's the info card for the Paletteful Premier Pack with a nice little illustration. That's kind of fun. And you can see what we have in here. 7 of the Holbein colored pencils, the blender, the illustration board, the All Stabilo one, and the brush. And the best part are the prompts. So the prompts this month are seahorse, destination, something to celebrate, and today's weather. All right, well, let's see what we can do with those. And the colors we get in this kit are cherry blossom. This one is Naples yellow, followed by lettuce green, then cobalt green, followed by sky blue. After that is wisteria, and the last one is rose. And the one on the end here is the Aquarellables from Stabilo. And here I'm trying to put a layer of that water-soluble graphite pencil underneath these to see if I could make a darker color, but you have to use very little of that water-soluble pencil because it really overpowers, and I can tell it was just going to mix in with the color when I put it on there. Also, this melt stuff did not really melt any of these colored pencils with the exception of the rose down there at the end, the red color. So that was kind of disappointing, but that one worked well. You could see that. And oh my goodness, did it work well with the water-soluble pencil. But you can see my attempt there to make a mixture of a darker color did not work. So what I did then was grab the same pencil and just do a much lighter coat down on the paper and then try and go over with the colored pencil. And I felt like in person, this did not succeed. It looks better on the video. It does make a darker color, darker pink, darker yellow, and so on, but it was just kind of ugly. So I didn't enjoy that, and I didn't really feel like that was something I wanted to use overly much in my little drawing. So then I thought, what if I put the pencil down, wet it, and let it dry, and then went over the top of it with my other colored pencil. So I'll try that in a second here. But first, what I do is I take the pencil and go back over these swatches to see if maybe that would blend it out more and make it a little more smoother, nicer looking, but not really. And then the pencil did blend over these swatches pretty well. It wasn't spectacular, so that's why I don't show you for very long, so don't worry about that. And then I think about what I'm going to draw. And then I sketch with the water-soluble graphite pencil, and I thought later, I'm like, that probably isn't a good idea because the way this spreads, oh my goodness. When I put any of the melts, or if I were to use water, which I didn't in this piece, but if I were, it would just go everywhere. So you'll see after I get done completely sketching, I do pull out a Faber-Castell fine liner and go over my lines. I just didn't want to lose them. They're pretty small detail, and I felt it was important to keep some of that detail in there. But this water-soluble pencil is really fun to work with. It goes down really easily, so you could probably get a very big coverage really quickly. And I thought that might be a good thing to put in my random supplies drawing to play with a bit later. Plus I have a lighter version of the same pencil, which I will show you later in this video, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, I am drawing some of these prompts out, at least my interpretation of it, and it was kind of fun. Seahorses are always fun to draw. They are so shapely. They just curve in all these fun directions, plus they're long little snouts, and then you can do the little fin on their back in a bunch of different ways and little spikes on their head. I don't know if I've ever seen one in person. Actually, I think I have, maybe at the zoo or somewhere, like SeaWorld. Maybe when I was a young kid, I did see a seahorse in person. So I am just relying on pictures here to refresh my memory about their angles and whatnot. And it was fun to look them up. Of course, the illustrations of them are much more colorful than they really are in real life for the most part. So it's fun to see everyone's interpretations of that as well. So here you can see is where I brought out my fine liner and went over all these little things. So my little castle peaks I made into shells, or made from shells, I guess you could say. And that was a fun little detail. And then balloons and putting in the details of my seahorse. All those fun curves, I just love them. Once I get my main details outlined, I go right in with the colored pencils, and I want a little bit of glow on the castle back there, so I use the Naples yellow, followed by the purple, which is wisteria, and this green, lettuce green, cobalt green there, and just kind of put some little grassy details down at the base of the castle, and there's a little staircase, and then I do the main middle part with that, what is that color? Cherry blossom, that's a pretty color. And then I use this sky blue, the rose, and the cobalt green for the balloons. And then I just mix a bunch of colors on the poor little seahorse there. So he's very colorful, or she, it, whatever. My seahorse is very colorful. It might be fun to revisit a seahorse, probably in watercolor, I'm thinking, or maybe even in colored pencils. Just get a little bit more detailed with it, maybe spend a little more time on it. And I think that we could turn out a pretty nice looking seahorse. Maybe with some splatters and more color. I don't know. I just saw a whole bunch of fun images online about the seahorse and made me want to do some more, so maybe I will. And you can see there I'm trying to smear the color, well, the black part, the graphite pencil intentionally behind that seahorse. I know I've moved on from that a little here in the video, but to give it some movement, some forward movement, and that was very intentional. I was hoping it would work a little better than it did, but I didn't quite have enough of that pencil down on the paper. But I thought, I'm not sure how carried away I want to get with that kind of movement feeling. I wasn't sure that I really wanted it fully in there, like would it really work out? So I just kind of left it with what I had and moved on. These are sunbeams that you're seeing now, and I thought I would make them really colorful. And I just, the Naples yellow is not quite the bright light yellow that I would need for the look that I was really hoping to achieve, but I think it did okay in this situation. And then I take that aquarellable water-soluble pencil at the end here and go from the bottom up. I'm trying to make the water look much darker, but I think I probably could have gone in with even heavier coat of that pencil because it turned out okay, just not as dark as it probably should have. And then I got really frustrated here with the brush that came with the set because it was just a very small round brush. So I did cheat and use my flat brush. It just is what it is, it is what it is. It worked way better, but still not great. It didn't really spread very well on this paper, it just kind of soaked up that melts stuff, but it did make the color darker, did kind of create the effect that I was looking for. I just think I should have probably went in darker all the way around and just left the white, not the white, but the yellow a little bit more streaky all on its own. I don't know if you get what I mean. It needs to be an underwater scene. That's what I'm getting at. Well, that was different. Possibly disappointing. I'm not really sure how to put this into words, but it didn't quite act or turn out like I was hoping. It's okay. It's just the pencils aren't that creamy actually, and that's all right as well because sometimes a harder pencil is nice. This really dissolves in this melt stuff. However, the pencils themselves, not so much. And this is specifically for those pencils. So that's kind of odd. And you could see that with the swatches, but this thing's dang impressive. I like that. I think I have another one, but yeah, here. Yeah. One's an 8008 and one's an 8046. This one seems much more gray. So this one was quite black, dissolves really well with the melt. I didn't try it with water, but I will at some other point. So the prompts were seahorse destination, something to celebrate in today's weather. So we have our seahorse bringing birthday balloons to his destination, which is this faraway castle, which probably needs some more shadows under and around it. I don't know. The perspective here is just a little bit off. And then, yeah, the brush they gave me was just too thin to use with most of this. See how that just spreads so well? It's so cool. So it spreads, it just doesn't like re-spread. I wanted to re-spread out some stuff later. And basically once it soaked into this cardboard papery stuff, that was pretty much it. So that is what it is. And as far as something to celebrate, did I do that? Yes, the balloons. He's going there for some kind of birthday party to the castle. And then today's weather is supposed to be displayed as sunny in my little illustration here. And that's what these beams are, is the sun shining through the water. And I could probably put more blue. We don't really have a dark blue, and that's what I was trying to do with this, is kind of make a dark blue, but doesn't really work out, so they don't go together all that well for what I was hoping. And I cheated using a liner, you saw that. Cheated using the bigger brush, but I'm not sure that I care a whole lot. I wasn't totally inspired by these colors or these prompts, and I think that I pulled it off good enough for myself for today. We'll just go with that, right? Good enough for today. There's Paletteful Packs, June 2021. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.